What's down, fam? It's your boy Slim South 504. Make sure y'all subscribe to Hooded Jube. You heard me? Let's go.
What's up, folks? This is John Barnes, and you already know this shit more than a game, man. You also already know that it's NOLA versus all y'all. And you also know that it ain't YouTube if you ain't subscribed to my dog, Hooded Jube. Come on, man, what are you waiting for? You already know. It's still Who Dat.
What up, family? This your boy DeRight, repping that Who Dat Nation all the way here in Florida. If it's YouTube, you gotta subscribe to my boy Hoodie Jube.
What's up, world? It's your boy Carlos Clayton. I'm the host of Uneducated Sports Talk. Subscribe to the big homie Hoodie Jube for everything New Orleans Saints. Who Dat?
Hey, this your boy, Dog 17, the host of the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Just want to remind y'all, go ahead and subscribe to my homie Hoodie Jube's channel. And like always, love.
What's good, guys? My name is Zach.
And I'm Nonfiction, and we are Real Fan Sports.
And you need to stop what you're doing right now. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to your boy, Hoodie Jube.
Hoodie Jube.
Yeah.
What's up, Who Dat Nation, man? We are back, man, with another live podcast. So guess what, everybody? I want y'all to stay tuned because we're about to go over the good, the bad, the ugly, man, from the win. Yes, I said it. Second win in a row, man, over the Bears now. So Saints win 2 in a row. So we're going to go over everything, and then I'm going to open up the lines and get everybody's thoughts on everything. And then we might do a little preview as well on the upcoming game against the Vikings. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Grab y'all a drink, grab y'all some popcorn, grab whatever you need, and stay freaking tuned. Let's get it.
You can't see us. Saints going to the Super Bowl, talking black and gold. Cameron Jordan on the field, about to take a QB soul. Ever Kamara break a tackle, so you know he bold. Mike Thomas catching everything, so you know he cold. He talking Byron Matthew, he talking Marcus May. We in the backfield, we gon' make them pay. Them boys hitting hard, they need an X-ray. Yeah. We talking black and gold. 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 Straight to the Super Bowl. Your time is up. Our time is now. Say Hoodie, you can't see us. Our time is now. Hoodie Jube in the building. We shining now. We shining. You can't see us. Our time is now. You heard me? Your time is up. Our time is now. You can't see us. Our time is now. Say Hoodie, Hoodie Jube in the building. We shining.
Here he is, Hoodie Jube.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Hoodie Jube, and we are back with another live podcast. And for those who don't know, y'all will know, there's no YouTube without your boy, Hoodie Jube, y'all. I hope everybody's having an amazing Wednesday, man. I know I am. And guess what? Your boy's off tonight from his second job, so I said, I'm going to go damn live with y'all, give y'all my damn recap, give y'all my thoughts on this, game against the Bears, open up the lines. Here's everybody else starts. You know how we are up in here. We always open up the lines and get everybody's thoughts on everything as well. So how's everybody doing tonight, man? Let me know in the chat how y'all doing tonight. And as y'all are coming on in here real quick, I am going to give a shout out to everybody. I see Hurricane, the crazy little Mike is in the building. Who that to you? We got Drew Brees in the building. Who that to you? We got King Nep in the building. Who that to you? King Nep. It's Poppy 504. How you doing? Edward Green in the building. Who that to you? We got Jerry, the old freaking G in the building. Who that to you? Jerry. We got official young NOLA in the building. Who that to you? We got Tim Dunn in the building. Who that to you, Tim? We got Randy Major in the building as well. Who that to you, Randy? So who that to everybody that's tuning on in. By the way, hit that damn like button while you're at it. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Now, let's get into it, y'all. So the Saints, after just beating the Colts last week, here comes the Saints this past weekend. And what they do, they beat the Chicago Bears with a score of 24-17. Now, um, it was a little scary game at first, right? You know, we were looking at the defense like, how can our defense not stop this Bears offense? Like, this is crazy. And then in the second half, the Saints defense woke up and did what they had to do, you know, getting turnovers and stuff like that. Offense, you know, looked like they kept the rhythm a little bit. I feel like they took a little step back than the game, you know, they had against the Colts, but the offense still found some momentum when they went, you know, into the red zone and stuff like that. So basically, just to go over some of the team stats that we had over here, the Bears got 20 first downs, while the Saints only got 18 first downs. 13 of the Bears' first down was from passing. 11 of our 18 first downs was from passing. 6 of the first downs for the Saints was run, and one of the penalties that we had against the Bears helped us get a first down. And the Bears had 7 rushing first downs against us. Now, on third down, we were 7 for 14 on third down, while the Bears were 6 for 12 on third down. They were 1 for 1 on fourth down. We was 0 for 1 on fourth down. Total plays, they ran 64 total plays, while we ran 62. Total yards, 368 total yards for the Bears, 301 total yards for the Saints. Total drives, Bears had 11 total drives, Saints had 12. Yards per play, they were averaging about 5.8, while the Saints were averaging about 4.9. Passing, 212 passing yards for the Bears, 214 for the Saints. They completed 18 for 30, while we completed 26 for 35. Yards per pass was about 6.6 for the Bears, while the Saints were 6.1 yards per pass. Bears drew 3 picks. Saints drew no picks. Bears allowed 2 sacks for 8 yards. Saints, 0 sacks. Now, rushing, they rushed for 156 yards, while the Saints only rushed for 87 yards. They rushed 32 times, while we only ran the ball 27 times. They averaged about 4.9 rushing yards per attempt, while we averaged about 3.2 rushing yards per attempt. They went to the red zone 4 times on us, only scored twice, while we went to the red zone 5 times and only scored 3 times. They had 8 penalties for 71 yards against the Bears, but unlikely, which was the most shocking thing I ever seen the Saints team this year do, performed 1 penalty for only 5 yards. If the Saints can keep that up for the rest of the season, only having 1 penalty, Saints can win a lot of games because they won't be shooting themselves in the foot with that shit, right? So that's some stuff that I like. That's like one of the stats I really love was only 1 penalty for 5 yards. Great job, team all around, defense and offense. Turnovers. Bears had 5 turnovers, while we had 0 turnovers. Great way to not turn the ball over, while the Bears did. They had 2 fumbles and 3 interceptions, while we had no fumbles, no interceptions, none of that. They had a time of possession 30 minutes with the ball. We had 29 minutes. So it was about basically even all game. And the one that came out with the most wins, who came out with the win was the New Orleans Saints with 24-17, and that was because of the turnover battle. And with one of those turnovers, we actually turned into a touchdown. So, man, shout out to the New Orleans Saints. As we do that, we're gonna go over our little box score over here, and I'm gonna let y'all know what our team did. Alrighty, so Derek Carr completed 25 out of 34 passes for 211 yards, 6.2 yards per pass, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 0 sacks, 62.9 QBR with a 108.8 rating. By the way, I want to discuss this with all y'all and tell y'all this. Derek Carr, those 2 touchdowns that he drew were both inside the red zone. And where has Derek Carr been struggling all season basically his whole career? The red zone. And guess what? When he made it to the red zone, he scored 2 touchdowns in the red zone for us. Taysom Hill scored another one for us, when they did the little formation with Saunders in. And that was pretty impressive as well, where they did a trick play where they thought, we was going to bring all the big men to go out there. In reality, it was a trick play. The funny part about that trick play with the Taysom Hill pass touchdown to Juwan Johnson, right? The funny part about that play was, dog, the defense had Saunders double team. They double teamed a big defensive lineman on an offensive play. Double teamed him, and they left Juwan Johnson, the tight end, wide open for a pass. That was funny, but that was a good, play to draw up because most people was thinking we were just gonna go straight up, the middle or to the outside run and have Saunders blocked, but it was a fake, and it was a great, play design by P. Carmichael and them. So shout out to them. Now we go to the New Orleans Russians. Taysom Hill had 11 carries for 52 yards, averaging about 40. Averaging about 4.7 yards per carry. Alvin Kamara, 9 carries for 26 yards, 2.9 average. Jamal Williams, only 3 carries on the game with only 6 yards, 2.0 yards average. Derek Carr carried it 3 times for 3 yards, averaging about 1 yard per carry. And Kendrick Miller had only 1 carry, but no yards on the carry. So the team combined had 87 rushing yards. And it looks like the thing is true. Remember the thing I posted a while back on here? And I'm going to show it again. Remember this one? Saints are 17-1 when Taysom Hill has 7 or more carries. Well, I don't know if y'all know. He's 18-1 now. We're 18-1 because Taysom had 11 carries. Taysom Hill had 11 carries, so we had more than 7 carries this game. And look, we are 18-1 now with Taysom Hill having more than 7 carries. So shout out to them. Now let's get into our receivers. Chris Olave led the team with 6 receptions, 46 yards, averaging about 7.7 yards per catch, and 1 TD. Alvin Kamara, 4 catches, 44 yards, averaging about 11 yards per catch. Kendrick Miller, 1 catch for 31 yards. That was that screen pass. Great screen design to Kendrick Miller. Great player to have in. You got a young guy with the young ladies. So shout out to them. We had Juwan Johnson, 5 catches, 29 yards, averages about 5.8 yards per catch, and he had 1 touchdown as well. Foster Moreau, 1 catch for 23 yards. Great pick up on a 3rd down, 23 yards. That was a nice pass to Foster Moreau. By the way, if y'all go back and rewatch that catch by Foster Moreau, that play was actually designed to go to A.T. Perry. Carr seen that he tripped and fell, so he went to Foster Moreau, who was, wide open as well. But if A.T. Perry would not trip, you probably would have seen A.T. Perry with his first career touchdown in the NFL because that was about to be gone for a big play. But he had his man beat, but he tripped. The dude called back up, and then Foster Moreau was open. So he went to Foster Moreau on that 23-yard gain instead of A.T. Perry, who was his original game plan to go to. That was the original play to. But it didn't happen. But, Foster Moreau got that catch for 23 yards. Now, Rashid Shaheed, 3 catches, 22 yards, averaging about 7.3 yards per catch. Taysom Hill had 4 catches for 13 yards and a TD, averaging about 3.3 yards per catch. Jamal Williams, 2 catches, 6 yards, so averaging about 3 yards per catch as well. And Michael Thomas only got targeted 1 time in that game. It was a penalty, so the ball got moved, the penalty. So no catches, but if you go watch that game, just go watch the All 22 if y'all have NFL. If not, go watch some of these film breakdowns. And I know I've seen some other YouTubers breaking it down already for y'all. Yeah, Michael Thomas was double team, triple team all over the damn place in that game. But they do have some plays where Michael Thomas was open as well. But Derek Carr just didn't see him. But on the other hand, Derek Carr did find some open receivers as well on some of them, So it is what it is. Fumbles. Pete Warner covered the fumble, and Paulson Adebo covered a fumble as well that he punched out. So shout out to Paulson Adebo, by the way, by winning the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, man, with 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery and a forced fumble as well. The dude has been playing defense and has been playing like an all-pro so far these past 2 or 3 games. So shout out to Paulson Adebo stepping up and playing lights out on the field for us. Now we get into our defensive stats over here. Demario Davis, 9 total tackles, 7 solos, 1 sack, and 1 tackles for loss, and he had a quarterback kick as well. Paulson Adebo, 7 total tackles, 5 of those were solos, 3 pass deflected, and don't forget he had 2 interceptions as well. Cam Jordan, he had 7 tackles, 3 of those were solos, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. Tyrann Mathieu, 6 tackles, 5 solos, and 1 pass deflected. Carl Granderson, 6 tackles, 5 of those were solos, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 quarterback hit. Nathan Shepard, 5 tackles, 3 of those were solos. Saunders, 5 tackles, 2 were solos. Marcus May, 3 tackles, 3 of those were solos, and 1 pass deflected. And Marcus May had a pick as well. Pete Warner, 3 tackles, 3 of those were solos. Marshall Lattimore, 3 tackles, 2 of those were solos. Brian Breesy, 3 tackles, 1 was solo, 1 pass deflected. Zach Bond, 2 tackles, 2 of those were by himself. Alante Taylor, 2 tackles, both of those were by himself as well, with a pass deflected. Malcolm Roach, 2 tackles, 1 of his tackles was a solo. And then you go to Compassion 1 tackle combined with somebody. He didn't have a solo, but he combined for a tackle with somebody else. Interceptions, like I said, Paulson Adebo, 2 interceptions. Marcus May, 1 interceptions. We got 3 picks. By the way, they said the Saints has gotten a turnover in each of the games that we have played so far. So in each 9 games, we had at least forced at least 1 turnover. Congratulations to the defense on stepping up. Because remember last year, I think we had 7 total turnovers or whatever it was last year, and we already beat the turnover battles from last year, and we still got a hell of games. Like we still got 8 more games to go. So shout out to the defense by the way they've been playing. Rashid Shaheed on the kickoff return, he had 1 kick return for 24 yards. He had 2 punts for 20 yards. Blake Groupie on field goals, 1 for 10. 55 was his longest, but he was 3 for 3 on his extra points. Lou Headley punted it 4 times for 164 yards, averaging about 41 yards per punt. And he got inside the 23 times. So shout out to Headley kind of stepping it up this week as well. Looked a little bit better as a punter. So we still need to see more consistency for that guy, as a punter. But all in all, your team, your New Orleans Saints, won with the score of 24-17 against the Bears. It wasn't the prettiest win, but guess what? It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday. So guess what? For the Saints to pull out the win, be happy. We got the win. And like I said, your offense still scoring points. Your defense came alive in the second half and, got 5 turnovers total, for the game. So the Saints did their thing. And we won, So I'm just happy to get a win. Now we got to move on, and we're going to be facing the Minnesota Vikings this weekend, who will have a Joshua Dobbs at their quarterback, who actually came in mid-game, only been with the team for like 3 days, didn't know the offense like that, hopped in and came in and scored and beat the Atlanta Falcons for us. So Saints need to make sure y'all watch out for Joshua Dobbs because he can run and use his legs. I've been watching a lot of Joshua Dobbs games because kind of a fan of Dobbs because the brother's been just shipped around like a hot potato, just tossed around all over the place, and he just keeps a positive attitude and keeps performing, and showing them that he can make plays, as a quarterback. So Saints prepare for Joshua. You got to prepare for Dobbs, on his legs, using his legs and stuff like that. And let's get ready, man. It sounds like we're gonna be playing him without Justin Jefferson, but they said there is a chance that he still could play, but is most likely not to play. But they did open the window for him, to come off of IR. So now he's got 21 days to be activated. So we're gonna see, who we're gonna be all playing so far for that. But like I said, again, shout out to the Saints for getting a win. Like I said, it ain't easy to win in this league. It's very hard. So for the Saints to win 2 games back to back, the offense to finally start finding momentum for the past 2 to 3 games is something that I really love to see. Now, let me put the link in the chat for everybody that's in here for y'all can come on, hop on, let me know what was y'all thoughts on the Bears game. And then once we get everybody's thoughts in here on that, if we have some time left, we'll go over the preview for the Vikings games coming up. Now, if we don't have if we don't have any time for that tonight before we gotta hop out of here, then we'll do a preview probably tomorrow night sometime. Because I should be off again tomorrow night, so we should be able to do a preview for the Vikings game as well. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pin this to the top for everybody that would like to hop in here. Let's see. Alrighty, it says it's pinned to the top. So come on, click that link. Come chat it up. Let me know y'all thoughts on everything. By the way, I want to thank you. I want to thank Miss Carol, my friend, for making some more of them Saints cups for us, y'all. So I got about 15 more cups, Saints cups to do giveaways for, and your boy just bought, and they just arrived today. I got 20 beanies that are Saints beanies that are the military ones, the salute to the troop ones, beanies as well for giveaways. So y'all prepare yourself because we're about to do a bunch of giveaways. And like I tell people, only way to win giveaways is to be in here showing the love to the channel. You must be a subscriber. And like I said, you just got to be inside the chat on the YouTube side, and be inside the chat and, say I'm here. And then once we pick our winners, hey, you'll be a winner. By the way, don't forget, there is a join button. Don't be afraid to hit that join button and become a member today. We got memberships low as 99 cents. Highest $4.99 is the highest, man. If you love the channel, you want to show love to your to my channel and show some support, just hit that join button and become a member today. And like I told everybody, you have a way better chance at winning things, especially when you become a member, because you have 2 chances to win instead of only 1 as just being a subscriber. So hit that join button if you want to show some love. Also, make sure y'all hit the like button while y'all at it. And also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because if you haven't, I don't know what's wrong with you. Hit that damn subscribe button and support your boy. Now, let's get into it, man. We got our first person weighing in the back. We're going to bring that person on and see what their thoughts are. And that is my boy, Hurricane Mikey. Let's bring him on. How you doing, Mikey?
What it do?
What's up, man? So tell me, what was your thoughts on the Bears game? I know it had us all scared for a little bit, but at the end, we won.
Well, look, we all knew we were going to beat the Bears, because they're the Chicago Bears for a reason. They literally have the word shit in their name.
Okay.
Yep. Justin Fields, Tyson Badgett, it does not matter who the quarterback is. We were going to win it either way. And to the Bears fans that called me out this offseason and tried to put me on blast, and you deleted the video because you're a pussy, but you said that you were going to whoop us in week 9. But what was the score? I may not be good at math, but is 24 greater or less than 17?
I think it's greater, right?
All right. And all right, so it's greater. And I checked the score earlier today, and it said the Saints at 24 and the Bears at 17. So by rule, that means the Saints won, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so shut your mouth and be quiet because the Bears suck. They always will suck. You have not won a Super Bowl since the 1985 year. You literally the Cowboys won a Super Bowl more recent than you. What? And that's pretty damn bad. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, we already knew we were going to beat the Bears. Even at halftime, I already knew we won the game.
I feel you. So what were some of the positive stuff that you've seen, that you like from this game?
Well, I definitely liked Derek Carr on Sunday because, one of his issues or one of the things he was good at in Oakland/Vegas is that he was good at audibling. But this season, we have not really seen that. But whenever he saw, a blitz or something bad about to happen, he called an audible, right? And I like that because you know how you be playing Madden and stuff, and say you are running a simple slants play, and I'm not trying to bring a video game to real life situation, but to be honest, I could probably call a better game as a Saints GM than Pete Carmichael does, 17 games a year. But you know how you'd be calling like slants where two guys running this way and then two others running that way. And if I see the defense is in a dime, that tells me to change my play to like a run play because then they're not going to be counting for the run. That's what Derek Carr was basically doing because we already knew Pete Carmichael wanted the receivers to run right into the DBs because that's what he wants. Because he always wants them to do that. I don't know why he wanted them to do that, but apparently that's all he wants them to do. But Derek Carr was like, "No, man, this is my team now," and he took control because you can say, the Cars, it's too old and stuff, but last time I checked, we won 2 straight games in a row, and we have more winning streaks this year than we had the entire last year. So I'll take it because y'all are like the offense was better last year. I'm like, so are you watching the same thing because that I'm watching? Because we were like 2-5 at this time. Like we were had 3 or 4 wins at this time, but we have an above 500 record. We are leading our division, which we did not do a single time last year. So that's improvement right there. What else? Like our defense wasn't really playing well like I thought it was going to be, but hey, count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turnovers. And what about that bad boy DJ Moore? Oh, he was about to tear up the Saints, right? That man fumbled the ball. That man dropped the ball. That man had 3 catches? And I told you, Lattimore got that clamp. And even a Debo was on the most of the game. And man, how about a Debo? I remember after last year, y'all were saying get rid of him. And I'm super glad y'all are not the GM. Because if you were the GM, I would have some words for you. You think, I'm a nice guy, but if you get on my wrong foot, then we got a problem. I'm not afraid to say things that people are afraid to say, but because, yeah, I may be biased sometimes. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to lie to you. If Derek Carr is playing bad, I'm going to tell you he's playing bad. If he's playing good, okay, I'm going to tell you he's playing good. If Marshall Lattimore is getting cooked the entire game, I'm going to tell you he's getting cooked the entire game. I'm not going to lie to you just to defend my guy. Because I'm not one of your yes mans. Like, for example, last year, I admitted Jameis Winston, when he did play, I know he was injured, but when he did play, he wasn't that efficient as he was with Sean Payton. And even in the preseason and when Derek Carr got hurt, he wasn't as good as we thought he was. And that was just me telling the truth. I'm not lying. You can say I'm hating, but one thing you can never say I am doing, you can never say I'm lying, though. Y'all always want to say I'm hating, but y'all never say I'm lying. So that proves that y'all don't even know what you're talking about. If you say that Jameis Winston played remotely close to the way he did when Sean Payton was here, you're lying. And I love Sean Payton. I love Jameis Winston. I do. I want him to be successful. But it's not his time yet. He's going to get his time, but it's not his time yet. But that's what I got to say.
I mean, the one positive thing that I really liked from this past game was, not the Derek Carr, calling audibles and stuff. My favorite thing was Derek Carr actually scoring in the red zone. You know how many people been posting, pictures of Taysom Hill holding a kid and putting Derek Carr's face on it, saying them carrying Carr and stuff like that. But Taysom Hill didn't really carry Derek Carr this past game. Derek Carr went to the red zone, scored 2 touchdowns by himself, and then Taysom Hill had a passing touchdown, because it was one of those little sneak plays at the goal line, and it actually was a fake, pass, and then Juwan Johnson got wide open. So Derek Carr, I'm proud of him because, like I said, he usually struggles really bad in the red zone, but the dude barely struggled this week in the red zone and actually did good and actually scored 2 touchdowns. So that's some good improvement to watch. That was the positive thing that I liked from this game. I guess another positive thing that I really like was the defense, right? Getting 5 turnovers. Amazing. Remember last year, I think we had 13 or 12 or whatever they said the total turnover ratio was for all season long. And they said we already, passed up that turnover ratio. So that's really good to beat that, and you still got 8 more games to go. So shout out to the defense this year.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying everything. I see everybody in the chat as well. Who that to everybody up in here? If anybody have any questions or anything to say about the Bears game, put it in the comments. Also, the link is pinned to the top, so don't be afraid to click that link and come on and let me know your thoughts on everything from this Bears game
Hoodie,
and all that. What's up?
you know what I just realized?
What's up?
I looked at the schedule, and do you want to know the updated quarterbacks we play for the rest of the year?
Tell me.
So we're playing Joshua Dobbs this weekend, right? Then we have a bye. We're playing Taylor Heineke the week after. And we also still have to play Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield. We might have to play Carson Wentz because the Rams picked him up. Nobody knows if Stafford's going to play. But since Daniel Jones is out, we got to play Tommy DeVito. I didn't even know that man even had an I didn't even know that name until the preseason. And then not only do we have to do that, but we still, we have to play Jared Goff, and he's either up or down. So we are playing the rest of our divisional QBs, but taking out Rader and putting in Taylor Heineke. We're playing Tommy DeVito, Joshua Dobbs, Carson Wentz / Matthew Stafford. Literally, if the Saints don't win, or only if they lose more than 1 or 2 of these games, then that will be a disappointment. Because there's no way that we have to play Joshua Dobbs, Taylor Heineke, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, Taylor Heineke twice, Matthew Stafford or Carson Wentz, and Tommy DeVito, and don't make the playoffs. There's no way that's a thing. Okay? Man, I just realized the quarterbacks, we don't because Kirk Cousins is out, Daniel Jones out. I mean, they haven't gone trash anyway, but he's out. Desmond Ritter is benched. And, who else? Bryce Young. We already dismantled him week 2. He forgot who's supposed to hike the bottom. And Baker Mayfield, I mean, he's been good this year, but are you really, that man, I know we lost the Texans and stuff, but hey, man, he played good and all. I'm not going to take credit away from him. But Baker Mayfield's been rocky too. But yeah. So yeah, the Saints, man, I think we only play I think the only starting quarterbacks we play are Jared Goff, our divisional, or 2 of our divisional opponents, and maybe the Rams. So we're basically playing backup QBs the entire year, unless something else happens. And I swear, if we still somehow lose this division, somebody's got to go.
What's up, Jerry, the old freaking G?
What up, Hoodie? What's good?
Good.
Not much. You doing good today? Well, tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Let me ask you, what's your thoughts on, the Bears game? What were some of your positives, some of your negatives that you've seen,
Well, I'll give you a couple of positives. The offense, they played well, and they only had 1 penalty in that game, the whole entire game. I would say almost had 0. But that's one of the positives that I saw on the offensive side, and they played well. And number 2, the defense just balled out, and the reason why, because this one guy just been named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Of course, I'm talking about number 29 himself, Mr. Paulson Adebo, because he shined in that game. Not 1, but 2 interceptions out of the 3 that was caught in that game. That was the 2 positives that I saw. But the negative that I saw is that 4th and 1. I don't know why did they choose to let Derek Carr run, and you got guys like Taysom Hill, you got Alvin Kamara, Hell, you could have put Kalen Saunders to run that 1 yard. That would have kept your drive going. But they try to do their little version of what the Eagles do up there. Try to do a little I don't know what they call it up there, but I think shout out. I think I don't know Hood. I think your boy shout out to Trace Saints Now by Check Sports. I think he said he called it the gumbo set. I don't know, but I don't know if it's either him or I don't know who. I think it was him. But you could have used Taysom Hill or Alvin Kamara or Jamal Williams or Colin Sanders to run that 1 yard, and that would have kept your drive going. But all that being said, the Saints got the victory. They're in first place, and we're feeling good. And hopefully we'll get the same thing up there in Minnesota Sunday, because Lord knows we had a lot of nightmares up there. When I say a lot of nightmares, big time. Because, oh my goodness, I don't even want to talk about it. Just get ready for Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down that road again, Hoodie.
I know. And there's one thing though that I would like to say, from this game, and like I was saying earlier, Derek Carr actually did good right in the red zone finally. Like we said, because he does struggle usually in the red zone. To see that is an improvement to see. By the way, there were some plays that got broken up, that we should have seen, like big plays. Like one of them, they said there was an original play that was supposed to go to A.T. Perry, and he's tripped on the play, so he decided to go to Foster Moreau instead, for that 23-yard gain. But if A.T. Perry didn't trip, they said that should have been a touchdown. So that would have been another touchdown pass for Carr down the field, especially a deep pass. So that would have been amazing to see, but it didn't happen because he accidentally tripped and fell. And then the other thing, Jerry, that I wanted to talk about real quick, I know everybody knows, everybody in this chat normally knows Jono Barnes, right?
Yes, sir. It's shit more than the game.
I left my first voicemail for him.
I did. I heard it.
I finally did it, and I wanted to touch up off of that voicemail because there's a lot of people in this chat that was commenting on it, and there's a lot of people in his chat that I don't think understand where I'm trying to come from, and I just wanted to put my foot down. Right, I'm not comparing Carr to Tom Brady. Okay, we know Carr ain't nowhere near Tom Brady. What I was trying to say, and to get into people's heads, which I don't understand how y'all don't see this, but what I was trying to say was, if Tom Brady is considered the mother freaking GOAT, and it takes him through 12 games to go 7-5, just to learn a new offense, to gel with his teammates who were stacked, by the way. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette. Like, you got a great O-line. You got everything. You got a great defense. And y'all record was 7-5 through 12 games because you were new to the team, right? If they can struggle like that, then I know damn well Derek Carr is going to struggle, dude. And I'm not saying, well, he's Tom Brady. No, I never said one word about him being. I never said, he's going to be on Tom Brady's level. I didn't say that. I said Tom Brady is considered a GOAT, and him and his team struggled for 12 games before they finally figured everything out, turned it around, and, went on a win streak and did it. Or the Saints and them was going to go on a win streak and turn it around just like they did. We don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, if Tom Brady can struggle, then why can't Derek Carr struggle? Because he's not even as good as Carr. I mean, as good as Tom Brady, and Tom Brady even, struggled. So that's the point I was trying to get across. And I guess people didn't really understand it like that. Everybody thought I was just comparing them, which was definitely funny.
I want to touch on that real quick because I know these first almost 8 weeks. Derek Carr. I know he had off to a rough start. I get it, but then the last couple of games, he started to progress. He was putting up better numbers out there, and like this past Sunday when they played Chicago, they ain't had no turnovers. Nobody sacked him because that offensive line kept him from getting sacked and getting pressured because that's one of the reasons why that offensive line. Because normally Hoodie and Mike, normally every game we always have trouble when it comes to like before we snap the ball. We always get busted for false starts. We had a long I mean that's been going on forever. But things changed in that game because and the only one penalty in that entire game was a false start. That only one for 5 yards, only one, and the rest of it was just good.
Mm-hmm. By the way, shout out to Ace Angel in the chat, y'all. Ace Angel, I seen him and somebody else talking on Twitter. He posted something. Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened on Twitter. So somebody was talking. It was somebody else's fan. The funny thing is, the dude commented back on my response, and then the dude just randomly gave up on it because he deleted it after. So I can't really talk to him again about it because he deleted it. So I was trying to comment back to him, but he deleted it. So somebody put he said Derek Carr. What it was? Oh, they said Taysom did this, by the way, where we went against the Seattle Seahawks, right? 39-32 against the Seahawks last year, right? Sorry, Miss Megan, but yeah, we beat them 39-32, and they say Taysom Hill did this, by the way, because somebody posted that. Somebody posted that on somebody's comment that said Derek Carr led Saints.
Yeah.
I feel good about this one. If we was because the thing was, they said if the playoffs started now and the season ended, it would be Saints versus Seahawks. And they said, I feel comfortable about this, especially with a Derek Carr led Saints now, compared to what we had last year. And the other guy said, well, remember, Taysom did all the work and we still beat him, 39-32. And that was just Taysom, by the way. And the other guy said, Derek Carr did this, by the way, too. And Derek Carr and the Raiders last year beat the Seahawks in overtime 40-34. So Derek Carr led team beat the Seahawks last year as well. And then one of our Saints fans on Twitter commented, said, Derek Carr was also 63-79 with the Raiders. Stop categorizing him as some elite football god. He's an NFL vet, and I would give it to him because he is hot sometimes, but I'm sick of people acting like he's so elite. And then Ace, that you see in the chat, Ace Angel said, never had a defense, quit the hate, posted a picture of the Raiders' defensive ranking since Derek Carr came in the league in 14. Points per game, 32, worst in the league. Yards per play, 30th. Second to last in the league, 32nd last in the league with sacks, allowing sacks, interceptions. Not getting sacks, not getting interceptions. Last 31st on rushing touchdowns, 31st on allowing passing touchdowns, and 31st on fourth down conversions, allowing people to score. That's how bad of a defense he did. Well, the other guy, that was complaining about Carr, commented on him. He said, now he does, and he said, now he does. Now he has a defense. What? And what now? We have to bring a glorified tight end to finish his drives for him last my butt, because it takes him Hill scoring. And I commented and I said, no, it's called giving him time to learn this new system, new teammates, etc. And basically the thing I just told y'all, right? TB12, the GOAT, struggled and went 75 through his first 12 games as a new Bucks with AB, Evans, Godwin, Gronk, Fournette. So if the GOAT can struggle and take time for him to gel with his new teammates, then I know damn well Carr's going to take time. And I put Carr nothing near as TB12, but if the GOAT takes time to get used to a new team, then I know damn well Carr will. And then that's how me and Ace met, and he popped into the chat tonight, on the channel. So everybody welcome Ace. He's a Raiders fan, by the way. So shout out to Ace being in there, and he is a new subscriber as well. So thank you for subbing, my man.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And it looks like we got somebody else right here, too, waiting to hop in. And I see. Let me bring that person on. What's up, Eric Wallace?
Hey, how's the big doing tonight?
Hey, Eric, what's up?
Not much, you guys. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. But I gotta ask Mike this question because I already know he know the answer to this.
What's that question? I can't wait.
Mike, did you really do some damage to these Browns fans that you've been raging and ranting about?
All right, so look. So for those who don't know, Alright, so this is what happened, right? Like I think like 5 days before the games. Or before the game happened, right? He kept saying weird stuff. And then I told him well, not really to his face, but I told him in his community page, you know what that thing is, that we are going to kick your ass on Sunday. And as soon as we won, boy, oh boy, oh boy, dude, he typed the community page saying how he wants everybody fired from Chicago. Dude, I literally told him, you know what I told him? I told him, how is that L? How's that fat L? And then he told me, you beat a D2 quarterback. And then he said, you want a cookie? You want to know what I told him? I said, yes, make a chocolate chip with a bear suck on the side. And then that entire Monday, I went to school, so I just started talking about it. He blocked me, but he saw, so.
Well, he knew what was coming.
Yeah, he blocked me, and you know how I know? Because every time I comment on my phone, I can see it, but on my computer, I can't see it. Because that's how I know he blocked me, because he cannot accept the heat when he started it first. So because I don't start none, I finish things. So now he's going to go cry in his corner. Right now he's bashing somebody by the name of Ghost of Judah, whoever that is. And so yeah, and then he tried to tell me I'm not even important. He tried to tell me I'm not important, and I just said, says the person who's a Chicago Bears fan.
Yeah, I had a nice little chat with him. The Ghost of Judah Tribe. He a cool dude, man. Me and him chopped it up last week before the game Sunday. So I mean, he a cool dude, bruh. I mean, I got to give it to him. Shout out to my boy Judah Tribe, man. Much love to you, bruh.
By the way, Ace, if you want to, man, I got that link pinned to the top, Ace. I know you're a Raiders fan. I know you're new to the channel. But if you want to, man, if you hit that link at the top that says StreamYards and click it, man, you can come on and come chat away with us, let us know, your thoughts on Carr and stuff, since you had him for 9 years and stuff. So if you want to, hit that link, come chat it away. But I noticed Eric Wallace is in here now. So, Eric, what was your thoughts on that Bears game,
Well, I'm actually more of a Seahawks fan, but I'm glad
Seahawks.
Yeah. I'll say this. My thoughts on Sunday's game were, it made me sick.
I sure did, bruh. I saw what happened, man, and I mean, Baltimore didn't have to do you guys like that, bruh. I mean, it was just brutal.
I started thinking, is this the real score or is this Photoshop? Yeah, I saw a guy by the name of Keaton Mitchell started scoring, and I'm like, who is this?
Yeah, I mean, I was downstairs. I came upstairs, and I at first I couldn't keep a score, and then I keep a score, and I'm like, ugh, like it was ugly.
Yeah. Who y'all played? The Ravens?
Yep. That's who we played.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
The
Ravens are a good team.
It wasn't pretty, Hoodie. I can tell.
The Ravens are a good team, though. They got a pretty good team, and that was another thing that I was trying to tell people. Remember how the Ravens have been dominating lately? Don't forget the Ravens. Because you remember everybody was talking about the Colts and the Bears. How their defense wasn't good. You're playing a team that don't have a good defense. That same defense that everybody was talking about. Oh well, the Saints scored so many points, and it was just against the Colts. That same Colts defense held the Ravens to 19 points, who are dominating right now. So don't be coming around here saying, oh well, it's the Colts. I mean, if they can hold the Raiders to only 19, but they couldn't hold the Saints to only 19, then Saints must have did something pretty well that game, right? So
do y'all not know who's on the Colts defense? Like, are y'all that stupid? The Colts got DeForest Buckner, Kenny Moore. They freaking got Grover Stewart. They got literally Shaquille Leonard. How is that a bad defense?
Don't know. I don't know.
And then there's is that Shaheed be doing his damage against a third string corner. That's not our fault. Tell them to get some speed and some talent and some chicken wings.
Oh my God.
Well, everybody, let's welcome Ace. Ace, it does say you're muted right now, but how you doing, Ace?
What's up, guys? What's going on, brothers?
All right, how you doing, man?
Good, good. So just good. Let me just add a little bit on the Derek Carr thing, since let you guys know I'm from the Fresno area, so I've been watching Carr since college, anyways, and that boy. I've always supported him, and now that he went to your guys' team, I've been supporting him. But I did hear, I think it was Hurricane Mike. He was the first one. Like, you guys have your iffies and things about him. As we know, yeah, he does have his. I'm going to be straight honest with him. He does have his issues in the red zone. It's always kind of been, but he, like I said, he has changed like multiple head coaches and multiple offensive coordinators. He's done his best in the red zone when he was under Gruden, when he had that consistency with one head coach. And obviously the offensive coordinator with Gruden calling the plays, because we all know he called the plays when he was there. That's when Carr did his best, when he had that consistency. But in his 9 years or 10 years, you're changing offensive coordinators and coaches every 2-3 years. It's been rough. So one thing that you do got to focus was his red zone. He will be able to get you all the way up to the red zone so damn easily. But then, like, you can see that first 80 yards or the first 60 yards, he's moving the ball easy. You could go back and look at him on the Raiders. Just when he got to that 20 yard, it was always his little bit of struggle there. Another one that he did that you got to be careful of was a lot of was fumbles, like the strip sacks and things like that. The man, that was one of his two biggest things that people will always bring up and say. But other than that, I mean, you look at his fourth quarter comebacks and his final drives, 2 minutes, that man is, since he entered the league, he's had the most. He's like, he has that clutch gene in him. I think for him, like, we want consistency, always wanted consistency from him, but he's never got that consistency other from where he was at. So that's my 2 cents on DC, but I've been supporting him. I watch him now. I've been watching every single one of your guys' games. I've been more pumped to watch you guys than my fucking team, because I never wanted Josh McDaniels. I never wanted that fool. That fool ruined us. Yeah, that fool just ruined us. And the whole Derek Carr thing, that was a fucking scapegoat in my opinion. And the way he made even how he made Jimmy G look this bad. Like, Jimmy G is not good, but if you've seen how horrible Jimmy G was this year, it was worse than he's ever did his whole career. Oh. You look at Carr last year, his worst year of his career too. It's the same thing. And I blame this shit all on fucking Mick Clown. I've hated that guy. But that's my 2 cents, guys.
For sure. For sure.
I feel you, man.
And like me and Jerry and everybody else on here, like, we all agree and we all understand, the Carr situation. The Saints, been my team. I'm a diehard for them, so I'm always gonna rock with whoever. I always had Jameis Winston's back. If you ever go back and look at some old videos, I always had Jameis back. Unfortunately, they didn't want to roll with Jameis, so now we got Carr. So I went and looked in and searched into Carr, watched his stuff, and looked at him, and I said, Carr is not a bad quarterback at all. The dude literally never had a defense, right? With your Raiders, never had a defense to help him out. Why you think he's got the most comeback wins and right now in the NFL? Because of the terrible defense. And to be honest with you, Ace, I might ask you this question too. Who was he ever, like, who did he ever have weapon-wise, right? I mean, because I know he had Cooper, right? And then Cooper got traded quick. He had Brandon Marshall at the end of his career, I think. And the other guy that everybody was talking about, but he had Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow and Hunter Renfrow. Well, I know Darren Waller was always hurt. Renfrow was good for a year or two, and then he faced injuries last year on Derek Carr's last year. And then they said, we had Devontae Adams. Yeah, 1 year under Josh McDaniel, who was trying to draw him into the ground. And
go look at Devontae Adams' his stat sheet for that year. It was probably his second best year. You can maybe argue it was his first. But, I mean, I think he went over in touchdowns, I think, his highest. But then he was a little shorter in yards, or vice versa, one of the difference. And then his receptions are right there. But his main receivers that he had coming off the bat, he did have Cooper and he had Crabtree together, and they had a guy named Seth Roberts. Seth Roberts was big for him. He was like the third little slant dude, worked the inside. But when he had that 2016 season, when he had those, because his rookie year he went like, 2-14 his rookie year. He started right off the bat. He beat Matt Schaub out, and then he had like that guy Jones that was a Packer, and that's all he had. And then he even had Jordy Nelson at the end of his career in those first 2 years. But then when that 2016 season came, and they had Amari Cooper, they had Crabtree, and they had Seth Roberts, and they had Wilford at the tight end. But both Amari Cooper and Crabtree both had 1,000-yard seasons, all from DC. They had the most drops in the NFL, though. They were like ranked second and third, or first and second, but they were up there. But yes, he had a Waller. He had who else? They same thing. They rotated every 2 years. He never built a certain consistency with a lot of players. I think Crabtree and Cooper was his longest. He had him for about 3 years, and he showed consistent. The guy had 1,000-yard seasons back to back. Crabtree did good after the Niners gave up on him. He had a 1,000-yard season. Who else did they have? He had Jordy Nelson did okay. Even they brought in Aguilar, got Aguilar paid. Everybody that ended up coming here, he did better with them the second year, wherever they came from. No matter if it was Jordy Nelson, whatever he did in the Packers that year before when he came with Carr, he did way better with him. Like he's done that and he's got a lot of players paid too off of it. And it wasn't a lot of big stars. He never had. Well, he had Devontae for that year, but go look at his stat line. When Darren Waller was there and he was healthy that year, he broke Tim Brown's most reception yards. Like he's good with the tight end. That's why I was excited for the. That's why I was very excited to hear. What's that guy, Javon Johnson? You guys at tight end? I know he was. Yeah. Yep, I know he was hurt a little bit, but that's going to be Carr's guy a little bit later on. Just watch. The tight end is his favorite position person to hit. That's his thing. I don't know what it is, but every tight end he's had, and I'm saying they were hella good besides Waller, but they've always had good seasons. His tight end is his favorite guy.
Definitely. And then you see what my boy Tim Dunn put in the chat. He said, you just protect him and play Taysom in the red zone. And it has been working. Look at it. Yes, it has been working. But the funny thing is, and like me and Ace was talking about, he does struggle. Ace even said it, as a Raiders fan. And as a Carr fan, he's been following him since Fresno State. He always kind of struggled, especially in the red zone. Well, guess what happened this past weekend? Carr got 2 passing touchdowns in the red zone. He didn't need. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say he needed Taysom, but Taysom got open, on that tight end low when he lined up at receiver or tight end, and he got the catch, touchdown from Derek Carr, and then the other touchdown went to Chris Olave. So he did better in the red zone, and I'm hoping that it just gets better and better to where a team can't predict what you're going to do when you get to the red zone, right? They don't want to predict and be like, well, Carr's going to come in all the way till he gets to the 20-yard line, and then here comes Taysom. You don't want to have that prediction. You want them to guess and be like, okay, shit, Carr has been improving a lot in the red zone since he joined the Saints, and this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do there. Basically, we had that defense guessing on the Bears because they seen number 99 defensive tackle Saunders coming in with Taysom Hill in the package that we've been running. And they thought it was going to be a run play, and it was a fake, and it went for a pass. And that was where Taysom Hill hit Juwan Johnson for a touchdown. And my boy Saunders, the big defensive tackle, was double teamed on that play. It's hilarious. Just go back and rewatch and see him get double teamed as a big guy. And I don't know how they double team him but leave the tight end wide open. Doesn't make sense, right?
Oh.
Doesn't make sense. But it was funny watching that replay. So I do recommend y'all to go see that because pretty hilarious.
Man, look, I gotta say this to Ace because he probably remember this when I guess it was during the COVID year. We made the Saints made Darren Waller look like an all-star in that game.
Oh, you're talking about the first one at home when you guys came to Vegas?
Yeah, when we came to that new stadium.
Yeah, Waller was. Man. That's what I'm saying. His tight ends. Those are his people. That's why Juwan Johnson. Like I understand he had that calf, but once they start getting connected even more, he's gonna do some things with him. That guy's gonna. I mean, even that one. I mean, it was a hard pass, but he bulleted it. It didn't hit Juwan Johnson in the face, right in the end zone one time. But I mean, it was a rough one because the guy was all over him too, but hit him right in the face. But he's gonna hit his tight end pretty good, and that's good. Like Taysom, he can play all positions. That boy is amazing. Because I wish we had a guy like that, dude. That guy's amazing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He can do everything.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely Ace. I've been supporting Carr a lot this year. Ace, if only if you would have been here these last few lives I had having to argue with people about Carr. You just don't understand, bro. Like I know you see it on Twitter, you
It
see it
was
on
like a
YouTube, but
madhouse.
damn.
It is wild, bro. It's even the Raider fans are still split up about this, and like there's it's either you're a Carr stan is what it's known to be in Raider Nation, or you're a Kardashian, or you're this because you support the guy, and it's just so crazy. It made him so divided, and I just hope that doesn't happen with you guys because there's gonna be people like, oh, he's not worth the 140 million. Like, okay, dude, are you paying the quarterback? Like, you're not paying the quarterback, dude. Let him just go and do his thing. You guys got a good team overall. Carr doesn't have to be the guy that tries to carry this fucking team. He just has to be there, make the good reads, and be smart. And one good thing that you guys do, that you guys are allowing him to do, is I don't know when you guys seen him run. I know you guys watched the game, obviously, but when he was running the hurry up offense and he's able to change the plays at the line of scrimmage, that is what Carr does best. When he was with McDaniels last year, they were saying that they were fighting a lot. They didn't let him change the plays or anything like that. Like when they played the Seahawks last year, Derek Carr audibled out of a pass and handed it off to Josh Jacobs, and Josh Jacobs ran the whole thing to win in overtime. And that's when they were saying that him and Josh McDaniels were really bumping heads. But by you guys letting him, like how you guys offensive coordinator allows him to change the play at the line of scrimmage, that is what Carr does best. Gruden did it a lot once Gruden felt comfortable with him. And then that's what he was doing, and that's when he was doing his best. So if you continue letting him do that, because when he goes up to the line and he can change the plays, that's when he normally is on fire. You'll start seeing it more and more. That's just his strong suit.
It's just like the Jazz games, Ace. I know you watched the Jazz game. We wasn't looking too good. The offense wasn't too pretty, but you notice once we started running that hurry up offense, Carr ran that like perfect. Like you couldn't say, "Oh well, Pete Carmichael finally started calling them." No. Pete Carmichael was calling some stupid ass plays. But once Carr had that opportunity to do hurry up, dog, he was calling everything. And this was the other thing I noticed, Ace, and I know you know this very well as a Carr fan. Damn, Carr is so good at attacking the middle of the field. Why in the hell are we running plays to the outside when Carr eats up the middle? What happened when he did the hurry up offense, Ace? Go and attack the middle right away.
Attack the middle, yep. That's what he does. He's very good at that. That's what he ran that hurry up offense all in college. So that was his thing. He knows, like he said, even in his talking, he knows you guys can't do that in the NFL every single time or all day. But in college, he was running the hurry up offense, and that was his thing. And that's why he's good at that. And that's why in those 2 minutes, just if you ever looked up some of his highlights, go see his fourth quarter comebacks and the final drives. They're all those final drives within those 2 minutes. The man comes out clutch a lot of the times. Yes, there's some ones that he fucked up, and that's gonna happen. But like I said, I think he's all the way up to about almost 30 or 29. I gotta check again. But game or fourth quarter comebacks and shit. We gotta look at it again. But yeah, the man, I trust him the final 2 minutes for sure.
Yep.
And then there's another thing when they gave up on him, right? Like say after last year, our team was 10-6 the year before, and then we go, McDaniels comes in, and then you add Devontae, and then all of a sudden you're going to tell me from like a 9-month span, Derek Carr got worse? No. How do you add Devontae and you go the year before you go 10-6, go to the playoffs, you lose to the AFC champions, which were the Bengals that year, and then you get worse the next year when we obviously after hiring McDaniels. McDaniels is a fucking hit job. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk too much about the Raiders, but it's a straight hit job.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, Ace, that I argue a lot with, like, especially some of the Saints fans that just, I guess there's a lot of Saints fans that didn't care about Carr, just from the beginning, just didn't really want him here.
Who did you guys want before?
Remember, this was, I think, a year ago. Remember we had Jameis, right? Most people wanted Jameis back. And we do have him back. He's just your backup. But most people, remember, before we even got Jameis last year, they wanted Deshaun Watson. Remember, we was looking to go get him. Remember, it was between us and the Falcons, and then Cleveland came out of nowhere and offered him everything. Right? Well, I'm glad y'all took him because Deshaun Watson don't look the same to me. That's just me.
Oh no,
he don't look the same like the older one. So I'm happy. I'm happy we got Carr, right? But a lot of people don't. Didn't like Carr from the beginning, just saying, oh, he wasn't that good of a quarterback. And then when once we signed him, I went into the research, the studies, and stuff like that. And I started looking into it, and I said, okay, this dude never had a top 20 defense. Matter of fact, top 20 in his career,
And
which is insane.
when he got 20, what was his rank? I mean, do you remember what they went? Do you know?
To be honest with you, I don't even think he had a top 20. I
No,
don't
he
think
hit,
he ever.
he hit 20, and that was in
They finally hit a
2016.
top 20 defense finally.
And that year in 2016, he hit 20th, and they went 12-4. He broke his leg against the Colts. That was a year
Yeah.
that they felt that we were the only team who was going to be able to go into Foxborough and beat fucking Brady that year. And that, if you look at him, Carr was also, he had also got MVP votes. And he might have fucking got it if he would have played all the way through. But yes, so every time he had a 20th ranked defense, they won 12 games.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, I can see Carr doing it. But look, Ace, this is the thing that pisses me off, okay? As a Who Dat fan, you know, and this is something that I want to ask you, Ace, because you know you're just a football fan as well, right? And you're basically a Raiders fan. But people get mad at me because I called them a fake fan, right? Because of the way they talk about Carr, the way they talk about this and that. And they say, look, we can still be a fan and still be able to criticize our team on stuff that we see and that we don't like, right? And I said, look, I understand you're a fan, you can do what you want. But I said, are you, and Ace, and this would be the question for you, are people really a fan of that team, even though you're still waiting for any moment for your team to fuck up, especially your quarterback and your coaches? You are waiting for them to fail to just trash them and all that. Like you hoping that we don't win to where you can trash your team and you can say, I was right about him. Is that a fan? Really?
No, that is, in my opinion, that's just not it. That's not
That's
what
not
you
me.
do. Like,
It's
you
like
just
me.
can't.
I don't like you, right? If I don't like you as my quarterback, but you play for my team, I'm still going to support you and hope that you succeed, even though I might think you're not that good. I would say, you know what? I hope Carr proves my ass wrong this year.
Yep.
Why?
Exactly.
Because that's my team. But people are not even doing that. They wanting him to fail for they can say, I'm right about him. How are
Yeah.
you a fan hoping your team loses? Like some people want us to lose before we can get Dennis Allen out of here, you know, before we can
Yeah.
get Pete Carmichael out of here, which I understand, you know, because it's not the best coaches. But why don't you, as a fan, want him to prove you wrong and win us a Super Bowl? Why don't y'all? It's called being a supporter and a fan. That's what you're here for, not to wait for them to fuck up on purpose just to trash them. That's the shit that gets to me. I'm like, how is that a fan?
Definitely, because now you got people who are like, oh, like say, like even when Carr was on the Raiders, you had people saying, oh, well, he's going to win us 9 games, 8 games, and now we're not going to be able to draft a quarterback, or we're not going to do this. Now you got like people really trying to play GMs over here now on Twitter, and it's just like that Twitter thing. It's it's fake, right? It's just us to go in there, bash, talk shit. But it's like, yeah, you're not a fan if you're trying to want your team to tank. Like my team, I had members in Raider Nation wanting our team to tank now. It's like, yeah, we want Caleb Williams. We want this. We want to tank. Let's not win games. Like, no, you fucking play to win. You support your team. You want them to win. Yeah, I was upset when we lost Derek Carr. I was like, yeah, I was still mad about Josh McDaniels. Like, screw McDaniels, everything. I was like, I hope this guy gets fired, and I can't stand him. So I was that against him, but anybody since I've been watching the Raiders for 32 years, and I have never put that on nobody except Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? He just scapegoated my guy, and this guy I watched constantly, supported all the way, and just what he came here and do, and then he was gone a year later anyways. Like, come on, dude. Like, and we lost our quarterback, and now we don't even have our franchise quarterback. This guy has bled for our team. He's broke his leg for our team. He's broke his back for our team. He literally cracked vertebrae in his ribs too, and his hand. He broke his thumb. All for Raider Nation. And this guy, I've always had his support, and that's why I always support this guy, because he bled silver and black, and that's what I'm saying. That's the guy you guys are getting, and you just give him a team to help support him, and the people that can help to build off of him. And your team's already, you guys already have a stacked team. He's just gonna go and add some good leadership too, and just do what he can do for you guys. But you guys will see it more and more.
Definitely. I agree with you, man. That's the shit that pisses me off as a fan, right? It's like, dude, we was literally early in the season. The dude's already complaining because he ain't doing all the stuff that they want him to, right? But like I told people, it takes time. to gel. It takes time to get to know. And I said, I want to see you go out there and try to draw a ball to Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. I want to see you and go see how long it takes to study a playbook. First of all, a new playbook, even though it's still the same type of offense, it's a lot new, different personnel, players. I want to see how long it's going to take you to figure out how these certain players like to run routes, how they like their ball, where they want it. I want you to figure out all of that, and then, matter of fact, you got weapons after weapons on your team now, and you having to try to figure out ways and figure out plays to feed each player, and you're trying to figure it out while your O-line is allowing people to sack you, and you're trying to do it when you had a hurt shoulder because somebody let somebody through and sacked you all day. But now it looks like the O-line's finally doing better, not allowing too many sacks. He's not getting hit.
About
getting the ball out
2
quick.
sacks the last 5 games or 4 games, I think.
The last like 4 games, it's been like 2 sacks. So that's what I'm saying.
Perfect.
We've been doing good, right? And and guess what happened in those last 2 or 3 games? We actually been scoring. We actually been doing good. We actually been winning. So, like I told people, it takes time for shit to happen. You can't just give up right away. And I said, this dude just signed a contract with us for 3 or 4 years, right? I don't give a damn what people say. Dennis Allen and them can lose the rest of these games this season, right? Which I don't think is going to happen, But they could lose out the rest of the season. And guess what? Derek Carr and Dennis Allen and them will still be here for at least another year or 2. So you can bound well suck it up, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. And the reason why I'm saying that is because remember this, Dennis Allen last year, first year as a head coach, went 7-10, right? That's the best record he ever had as a coach. The best one he ever had was 4 wins, when he was with the Raiders, right? 4 wins was the most he can get for y'all. Well, he went 7-10. And remember last year, he lost his starting quarterback in Jameis that year, right? And Jameis was hurt most of the season, so he didn't play him and went with the Andy Dalton route. We had a lot of people hurt. No Michael Thomas last year, We had at one point no Chris Olave, no Michael Thomas, and the last person you had on the field was Rashid Shaheed, and we didn't know who he was yet. So we had so much shit last year that we went through, and this team still went 7-10 last year, which was insane because Dennis Allen's a good defensive coach, and you need a defense, and defense can win you some games. Well, this year, guess what they went and did? They said, well, Dennis Allen, you said Carr is the dude, that's your dude that you drafted, so go get your guy. Let's get him. Well, guess what? You think they're gonna just give up on him after 1 year with Carr, and they decide to 3 or 4 years? No, they're gonna give this team some time because, as a GM, they know it takes longer than 1 year for your team to actually start clicking on all cylinders. And I said, if Carr is struggling when he first came here, right, and he's getting better week by week, finally, the O line's getting better, the chemistry's getting better. The locker room looks like it's coming back together. Like everything looks like it's finally gelling together. Even though it's against the Colts and the Bears, it still looks better. I don't give a damn. It's the NFL, right? Any given Sunday, anything can happen. So, Sit is gelling together. What you think this team's gonna look like next year if we keep all the same pieces around him, and he gets to go in his second season with the chemistry he already has, and with the same playbook and with more time? It's going to look even better than what we did this year. And that's what I'm trying to tell a lot of people. These first 9 games, we lucky to even be 5-4 with a new quarterback trying to learn everything. But why are we 5-4? Because the defense is good. So I said, just think of the first 9 games next year, most likely, when you got everybody with the same chemistry, same players, basically play the whole year together. It's going to look a lot better. But the thing that makes me mad as a Saints fan is seeing people ready to give up already. It's like, how are you ready to give up? It's like, it's just like going to get a rookie quarterback and he struggles in his first year as a rookie. You ready to give up on him already now?
You're 8 games in and barely, guys. And you guys are on top of your division right now.
Yeah.
Like, stop. You guys are going to be good. I was like, that's how I was talking on Twitter. Like, what did you guys expect to go undefeated or something? Like, everyone was thinking maybe 10 to 12 games. And that's what I put. I was like, you guys are easily going to win 10 games. And I said that from the beginning, but me being a Carr stan, should I say, I was like, they're going to win 11, 12. But they have a lot of media was saying 10 games. And okay, that's 10 games, win the division. You guys should have won your first 3 games, even if Carr was struggling.
We won first 2. We won 2 out
no,
of
No, I'm saying you guys should have won your first 3 games, but we know that Carr went down
and the third game. With that Packers game, we should have won that. We was up 17-0, by the way, too.
Yeah. And so His shoulder, he hurts his shoulder, and then he runs into the Buccaneers. Obviously, in my opinion, he shouldn't have played. You're hurt, dude. Like everyone's saying, it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks. But I mean, that's what Derek Carr does. He shows up. That's what I'm saying. This guy that you guys are getting, he puts it on the line. And he played against the Buccaneers, didn't do well. He came against the Patriots. You guys smashed the Patriots. His rating was 114 against the Patriots, whatever. But he came back with 2 touchdowns. Still probably a little sore in that shoulder. Texans a little rough. Foster Moreau dropped the ball in the end zone. Okay. Or that was against the Jags, right? Dropped the ball in the end zone. Texans are no slouch either. They're pretty tough. We're getting good defense too. And that rookie quarterback, but he dropped 5 touchdowns against the Titans.
Which one?
I believe the Texans quarterback.
CJ Stroud. He got 5 touchdowns against that Bucks.
Bucks or Titans? Bucks.
Yeah, Buccaneers.
Okay.
Cause I was watching this weekend.
Bucks. Yep.
Yeah, he beat our divisional rivalries too. Like everybody lost this weekend. The Panthers, the Falcons, and the Bucks, which helped us out, tremendously. By the way, Ace, look, my boy Camps is in here. What's up, Camps? He said, "I hear what y'all are saying, but I don't root against my team. But I'm not totally barred in on Carr just yet. I'm still seeing mistakes. Mistakes. The thing is, we've seen Jameis play better with worse receivers. Now, for me to, to touch off of this, Camps, and Ace, hear me out on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But Camps, there is something that I do, understand. Yeah, Jameis did play better with worse receivers, but this is where it gets a little twist. This is where I can kind of, put a little bit of sugar and kind of make it a little bit of sweeter because, because this is about to get sweet right here. Look, Jameis actually got to come to the Saints, signed up as the backup, had a whole year under Drew Brees and learned the system. All right. Then he finally started his first year as a Saints, remember, as a starter with Sean Payton, a great offensive-minded guy, right? And he knows how to use his quarterbacks, especially his quarterbacks, to their strengths. Because look at Russell Wilson having a way better year than he had. Yeah, they might not be winning, but Russell Wilson looks so much better, okay? So that's why Jameis looked even better because basically Sean Payton made sure Jameis, did the right things, and made sure he didn't do too much of the crazy shit that he did with the Bucks, which was a good thing. It's like you utilize his talent with his arm talent going deep, utilize him, and you told him like, hey man, we got to limit your turnovers. Let's do this and do this. And he looked good no matter who the receiver was out there because you had a great coach in Sean Payton, and you had a whole year to learn under Drew Brees and learn your playbook, right? This is where the thing is different. Carr is having better weapons, which I would totally agree. His receivers in them are way better. But does he have an offensive-minded coach in Sean Payton? No. Did he come here last year and became a backup and was actually learning our whole playbook for a whole year, the whole system, and kind of learning how things runs? No. He came straight into the fire and started playing and trying to get everything gelled together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he looks differently. And he looks like he's playing worse than what some people is. But wait till he been in the system for a year with these players, and he's going to look better than what y'all ever thinks. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. That's the one thing I would argue about the Jameis situation, right? You had a whole year under the belt with Drew, and then you had Sean Payton as your coach still for the next year to help you look good and play better, because anybody that plays under Sean Payton as a quarterback shows you damn what they can do. Could just, like I said, look at Taysom, played good, even though he's not really the best quarterback out there. He's not that type of QB. Look at Teddy Bridgewater when we played. Look at, we even beat the damn Buccaneers and Tom Brady with Trevor Siemian coming in once Jameis went out that year. It's insane. It's like that's what Sean Payton does with quarterbacks. He knows how to play to their strength. And that's why I think Jameis looked really good with no matter who the hell the receiver was out there, because he played to his strength. Carr, like I said, just coming straight into it, no coach like that, basically having to be the offensive guy. He's trying to take care of the offense because we always said it before, Pete Carmichael's play calling was kind of iffy, and now they're looking better, especially the past few games. They've been looking really good with a lot of these play calling. So,
yeah, even with that being said, if you ever look over Derek's last 5 games, I posted in chat, he's 1,300 yards. His passer rating is 102.6. He's 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, so that's a 4-to-1 ratio. His completion is 67.4. the last 5 games. So you can see he's learning it. He's picking it up. It's like, I don't know what I don't know if you guys were looking at 20. Did you guys want 20 touchdowns this first 8 games? I don't know what we were expecting. And that's what I'm saying. When you're getting Derek Carr, it's like, what were you literally, is it more of just because maybe the members, you guys are not thinking he's worth the money? Or is it more of like you were expecting, 20 touchdowns in the first 8 weeks? I don't understand. You know what I mean? That's where the disconnect. It's probably just more that they're thinking more about the pockets too. You know what I mean? Like their money. Like, why are we giving him 140 million when we can have Jameis Winston? Yeah, you could say that. But then when Jameis Winston came in the Packers, why didn't he close out the game? Didn't you guys go 4 punts in a row and then a missed field goal in the second half of the Packer game? And you know what I mean? I mean, even though that was Carr's 3rd game with you guys, but I'm not saying Carr was doing crazy in that game, but why someone that knows the system for a couple of years and knows the team, what was going on? Like, why didn't he come in and close it out and show that he should be the starter? You know what I mean? You had that opportunity. So I don't know. Nothing against Jameis. I think he's good. I think he has great leadership. I see that he's on the sideline. I see that guy in it. He's involved. I think he's a top backup, and he's very, very good. The same thing when I thought about Mariota when he was with the Raiders. Like, you're just a backup, and you're good. You can come in, do some explosive stuff once in a while, but it's like, could we depend on you week in and week out to run the franchise? I don't know. That's just where I'm at with him. But then nothing against Winston. I think he's going to end up getting a spot pretty soon, maybe. Give him one more chance.
He will. He had opportunities to start some at other places too. He turned them down to come back here for 1 more year because he said he loves the city over here. He wants to play for this team and be part of hopefully winning Lombardi Trophy over here. So that's a good thing about, like you said about Jameis. He's a leader too. He's a great supporter. That's one thing I like about him as well. Camps, by the way, shout out to Camps again. He said, I want Carr to prove me wrong though. I hate going in on my own team, but nothing wrong with holding, them accountable. My deal is we're paying him a lot, and he don't seem much better than Jameis currently right now. Yeah, and like I told everybody this camp, look, the money situation, man, I think a lot of y'all are way overlooking it. This is how I feel. Because I asked this guy this question the other day. I said, Carr is probably a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. But I said he's not playing up to that top 15, currently when he first joined. I said, where y'all have him ranked? And guess what they told me? They said around 17 through the 20 marks right now. That's what he's performing like. He's not up to the standard that we know he can be, but he's ranked around 17 through 20 with his performances so far through these 9 games. And I said, okay. I said, that money y'all complaining about, right? They're like, yeah. I said, he's the 13th highest paid quarterback right now. And I said, once next year all the money starts rolling over for Burrow, Lamar, and all these other new quarterbacks, new contracts, all those, they said he's gonna drop to like the 17th through 20th range in pays. And I said, so the money situation ain't that crazy like you think, and that's what I wanted to let you know, Cam. So I don't know if you know that he's the 13th highest paid, and we all saying he can play as a top 13, 15 quarterback, but right now he's performing at like between the 17 to 20 range. And I'm just letting you know what he's performing like right now. That's what his contract is going to look like next year when he's the 17 to 20th highest paid quarterback next year because of everything rolling over with everybody else. So what I'm trying to say is give the brother some time to gel. I think a lot of us go so hard on all our new quarterbacks currently because we missed and we were so spoiled with the Drew Brees and Sean Payton.
Yeah, you guys had like a top 3 quarterback all time. That's why. And I think you guys are so used to that standard. That's why your defense, even when I hear them talk during their press conference, they're live when they're speaking, you can just tell they have a standard. And if you don't meet that standard, and you fans too are right there with that same thing, with that standard, and you want the standard to be exactly like this. And so I understand why you guys are giving them some pushback. And so if you guys accept, like, hey, we need to win the division and we need to make a run. So totally understandable.
It's just like saying, it's like, yes, we were so spoiled, y'all, with the Drew Brees and Sean Payton era. But look, this is one thing I would like to say, Ace, and I think you could probably agree with me on it too. Most people that lose their franchise quarterbacks, especially a Hall of Famer, right? Like Drew Brees, people who lose their career head coaches, especially a Hall of Famer guy, just like Sean Payton. When people lose those players and coaches and they move on, most of the time you see those teams drop in losses. like tremendously. Like you seeing them in the top 5 picks, in the draft next year.
Exactly.
But last year, for the first year without Sean Payton, we went 7-10. We picked in the top 15 last year, but we picked top 10 because I think we traded up, to get Chris Olave. But that's what I'm trying to tell people. We went 7-10 last year. We could have did way worse, especially with Dennis Allen, right, as a head coach with no Drew Brees too. Like you had Jameis hurt, and you had any doubt, but we still managed to finish 7-10 with injuries and all. And I don't think people look at that differently. Like, oh, Dennis Allen's a terrible head coach because he only had 4 wins ever with the Raiders, right? With your Raiders. But for him to get 7 wins last year with no good quarterback play and a lot of injured people, no Michael Thomas, with Chris Olave being injured for 2 or 3 games last year, and for us to deal with all these type of injuries and shit, and for us to still finish 7-10 last year was pretty impressive. And I don't see people looking at it like that. They just seeing it as, oh shit, it was a 7-10 season. He can't coach. But that's the difference between me and other people, right? I will put everything together before I blame some one person. It's like this year, if the Saints, just hear me out, if this year the Saints don't win at least 10 games and make it to the playoffs, then you can fuss at Derek Carr, fuss at Dennis Allen for something. Why?
Yeah.
This year we don't have that many injuries like we normally do. We're actually playing healthy all season, basically.
Oh yeah.
And you went and got your quarterback, right? I mean, yes, like I said, your first season is going to be a struggle, but still, this is your quarterback you brought in for a reason. So the least we should get is at least 10 wins. At least get more wins than what you got last year. More than 7. At least get 9 to 10 games, right? At least make it to the playoffs. Because this is how I see things, and a lot of people don't like it when I say this shit, because they all want Carr, they all want Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael. They want them all gone, right? They want to rebuild. Well, okay, cool, rebuild all you want. But what I'm trying to say is, if the guy used to win 4 games with the Raiders, and then his first year as a head coach as the Saints won 7, that's improvement. And that was with a lot of people injured last year. Now you got healthier players this year, and he goes on, let's say, to win 10 games and brings you to a playoffs. That's improvement. The next year will be a whole year with Carr under the system. And they go and say, well, let's go 12-5. Make it to the playoffs. And they make it to the NFC Championship. That's improvement. But you can't get improvement when you're giving up on them after 1 year.
Yep.
And guess what? You can ask Ace, because I know he knows damn well as a Raiders fans. Why you think they didn't look too good for all these years? Because they gave up on their coaches and offensive coordinators every year. Every other year. Boom, gone. Boom, gone. Boom, gone. And how is your quarterback supposed to get used to the offense and get, gel into these playbooks when it's changing every year?
Yeah, what I tell you, it was like 7 head coaches and offensive coordinators each.
And 9 years.
In 9 years. It's fucking crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. How are you supposed to make improvements if you're giving up already?
Nope.
And
if you guys win 7 wins last year, and if you guys win 10 years, let's say you guys won 7 games last year, you guys win 10 games or 11 this year, and you guys win the division, there's still going to be some people that are not happy.
Yeah.
Why? Well, Carr should have had this many touchdowns. Carr should have did this. And I mean, yes, we know that the quarterback position is the most important position in any sports. Yes. But if he could protect the ball, score when he needs to score, run the offense, you guys are going to be just fine. That defense, that defense leads the way. And it's always going to be like that since Brees is gone. The defense leads the way. And even when Drew Brees was here, that defense was still doing good towards the end. And it's just the way it goes. They got to go hand in hand.
And like Camp said, he said, Carr goes out and beats the Vikings convincingly, I will be bought in.
So now, that's one question. So go ahead.
Oh, you good. The thing was, I was going to ask him was, what is a convincingly win means? Because the reason why I'm asking you that is, what if Carr goes out there, throws 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, no picks, drove, 25 for 30, only 5 incompletions. but we only win by a touchdown because the defense struggled in the first half again, but found their groove in the second half again. Then what we're gonna say? We're gonna say, oh well, we didn't win against the Vikings convincingly.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna say you just want a good performance by
Yeah,
Carr.
that's what I was gonna ask him too. Like, what do you say goes out and beats the Vikings
Yeah.
convincingly? Is
If
it-
you don't mind explaining that, you mean by like a whole team win, or you talking about specifically you want a good Carr game?
You want
Because
Carr to
the
throw
last
3
two
touchdowns.
because the last 2 games Carr's played pretty good. Like I
Yeah.
can't complain about him. Like there was nothing I really could bitch about. The only thing you can go back and complain about is, oh well, Carr missed Michael Thomas on this play. Well, Carr missed this guy on this play, but in reality, he still got a first down on the play, just to a different receiver. It wasn't to the guy that you seen wide open on this side, or this and that, or on one play he might have missed him. But that's every quarterback. Every quarterback's gonna miss some open plays because they're looking for somebody else on that drive. It's just how it works in the NFL sometimes,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
ain't perfect on every damn pass,
Mm-mm.
but it's the NFL, and like I said, I think us as Saints fans, y'all, we've just been so spoiled
Yeah.
that we just want shit to start clicking right away. Some people said we've been spoiled so much now, man. It's time just to rebuild. But bro,
I
Cameron
don't think
Jordan.
you guys want to go through a
And-
rebuild.
yeah, look,
losing
see, I don't
top
mind
guys.
rebuilding. Ace, I don't mind rebuilding, bro. I don't mind it, right? Because once you rebuild after a few more years, boom, you back in the playoffs picture, because you've been rebuilding, you got your young team. But the thing I hate about it is, dog, the Mario Davis came here, and he's been sacrificing his blood, sweat, and tears for us. Cameron
That's
Jordan's
your,
been here his whole career, been sweating his blood, sweat, and tears for us. Lattimore been here for
Lattimore,
5-6 years. He's
that's
been doing his same shit. Kamara, same thing. Michael Thomas, same thing. All these players been here doing this shit for you, and I feel like we got the team around us. We got the depth. We got everything. The only thing is the offense just wasn't gelling and clicking yet because why? The main piece to a team is the quarterback, and he's got to get used to his people. Once that shit starts clicking, and once the defense find their rhythm again, like we always do every year, it's going to be a scary path for anybody that goes across the Saints. And I think that's what we have, and I think that's why it's not, guaranteed a rebuild just yet, because we're trying to win it for these people that sacrifice their years on this team, and we're trying to win it for our Who Dat Nations. And I understand people want to rebuild. I love that. I love that idea. But at the same time, wouldn't you want to be happy that we're not trying to rebuild and try to be losers for a few years, that we're trying to compete every year? Wouldn't you want that as a fan? You want to compete every year?
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm a Raider fan. We've had 2 winning seasons in 20 years. Like, not half and half. 2 winning seasons. And you want your team to compete every year. Okay, if your team is not competitive, I remember the 2 in fucking 14 fucking years. And yeah, that's why when we had Carr, I felt that was the most, like, you can just walk up and watch every game and you're just like, you know what? We have a chance to win because we have that full at QB for us. And yeah, that's where sometime Raider Nation was just like, it's just time to blow it up. And then some of us are holding on, like, no, we don't want to. He gives us a chance. We're doing good.
Just put the pieces
Give
around
him
him.
this. Just put the pieces. But couldn't develop a defense, couldn't draft defense well. John Gruden's picks were awful. Except a couple, but yeah.
And I felt bad for y'all too, because I think the sad part about Carr, dog, is that they did draft players that were good, but the organization was so terrible to those players that they left. Like Khalil Mack left.
Yep. Why'd you let go of Khalil Mack?
Cooper
Why'd
left.
you let go of Cooper?
What was his name? Henry Ruggs fucking went to jail.
Yep.
You had that. What was that corner? Avery or whatever went to jail.
Arnett. Fucking
Oh yeah,
showing
on
it.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, him. It's just like you had good talent around you. People that made dumbass decisions, or the organization did dumbass decisions, not treating the players right, and they left. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
all of Raider Nation put it on Derek Carr. And that's where the split became between Raider Nation happened. It's nuts.
I see you, T Dirty. He said I was here before Breeze, but no, yeah, anybody could be here before Breeze. But what I'm saying, for the last 15 years, we had really, literally been spoiled, and we literally had seasons where we didn't even win before Drew Brees got here. T Dirty, you know that we used to struggle back in the day. We used to be the ain'ts with bags over our heads.
Yeah, I don't even know
And
who
for
your guys'
us,
quarterback was before Drew Brees.
for us to even have 7 wins last year, like I said, with all the shit that we was facing, especially with Dennis Allen as a head coach, shows you something. You know what I'm saying? And this year, for us to be having some of the things, it's insane. That's all I can say. It's insane. But man, it just gets to me. You know, like I said, I understand when you say, you know, I just don't have all the trust in Carr yet. You know, I got to see more.
Mm-hmm.
I respect you for that. But when you just waiting in line, waiting on that Twitter, having that post written ready,
Yeah.
I told you about Carr, he stinks, and you're waiting just to hit that send button.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not a fan to me. That's just like you literally don't give a damn. It's like you're not even trying to give this dude a chance. It's like you just hoping that this dude fails just for you can be right. And that's not right. You want people to prove you wrong. Like Camps, you heard him. He wants Carr to prove him wrong. He wants to see more out of Carr before he, you know, bites in on it and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
falls in it. You know, that's understandable. I just can't stand people that just waits to criticize people. And I don't understand that part because the funny shit is all these people that are criticizing and talking bad shit about it, dog, you're not even in the NFL because your ass can't play football. You're over here on Twitter typing shit. That's the best thing you can do as a job is criticize
Yeah.
and type shit, you know? And me, I don't even talk all the shit like I do because why? Because I know I can't make it in the NFL. I might make funny videos, you know, to make it seem like I'm gonna be a coach or this and that, you know, to mess with people, to make
Yeah.
a laugh. But I don't go out there and just criticize people because, dude, just to make it to the NFL means you good enough to
Yep.
make it
Be
to
that
the NFL.
1%.
Yeah, even the practice squad, like they said, practice squad, just to make a practice squad is hard. So
Yeah.
if I'm trying to get into people's head, it's like just like let everything gel, let everything fall into place, and eventually we're gonna be in that playoffs. And guess what? People will not want to see the Saints in the playoffs because you know why? By that time, we would
Mm-hmm.
already had 17 games under the belts for Carr and his offense. I think people's gonna be clicking on our cylinders, and especially
Mm-hmm.
if we healthy, you know damn well by the end of the season every year, the Saints defense are always clicking together.
No,
So
yep. That's what I'm saying. I think they're getting hot in the right time. Like, okay, you guys start off a little rough. I mean, yes, you won the first 2 games. Yes, Carr got hurt the third game. He's still bouncing back, still learning everything. I don't know what's going on with Chris Olave and him in the beginning. I know they were saying Chris Olave's having a hard month. You know, I heard he got pulled over and things like that. But Chris Olave's going to snap out of that, and him and Carr are going to be right. And like, think about when him and Olave get going, that shit's game over. Because we all know how good Olave is, how great he did last year. And now when him and Carr picked that shit up and whatever I don't think there's beef. I just think maybe Olave's going through some things. Carr trying to adjust to him too. Because I don't think even in the Raiders, he hasn't necessarily had a player like Olave's type. Like Shaheed, he's going to do good with Shaheed because Ruggs is like that. That open speed, Carr loves to bomb the ball. That's his thing. But maybe that Olave, he's trying to learn that style. I'm not going to try to say like even Michael Thomas, his body type. I'm not saying they're the same player, but it's very similar to like a Crabtree. The way his body was, you throw him up, he can go up and get the ball. That's what he used Crabtree was. But I think he was used to that. But with this Olave style, I don't think he's played with a player like Olave style as a wide receiver. And I think he has to learn. He has to learn and make sure he's not missing balls and like throwing behind him. Sometimes I have seen like even when he's running up the middle, he's doing that slant. And Olave, when he's catching the ball, but it's a little behind him. And so you're seeing those little missed things on that with him. But like Shaheed, he's getting to ball Shaheed good, not overthrowing him in the deep ball. He underthrew him one time, but there's I can see with some of his footing that he needs to work on and things. But Olave, I don't think he's used to a receiver like that type of style yet, because I don't think we've had one that compared to Olave that he's even played with. Even Devontae is not that style. Devontae's different, but Olave is, yeah, he can run quick. He can do that slant ball. He can beat you deep. And I think Carr has to learn to adjust to him too.
Yep. And just wait till they start clicking. Wait till Michael Thomas and oh my God, just imagine Michael Thomas start clicking on all cylinders with Derek Carr like he used to with Drew. Like Drew Brees was literally Michael Thomas was Drew Brees' safety blanket when you needed him to throw it to him. Just wait till Carr starts seeing that. It's just like,
Mhm.
and it's so hard. It's because any given week, any of those players can go off for you. Michael Thomas,
Mhm.
Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, like you said, Jawan
Yeah.
Johnson. Like
Yep.
any given damn day, any of these people can go off. And I'm trying to say, I think once we start figuring out, once Carr figures out, what he has, how these people
Mhm.
want, how the people wants the ball, how they run
Yep.
their routes, what we need to do on certain plays, who's the best for certain type of plays, and on what certain downs we need to be looking for certain players. Once they start figuring all that out, this team's gonna start freaking scoring 5 to 6 touchdowns a game because there's so much talent. It's gonna be hard to stop. We basically just stopping ourselves right now.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, we shooting
Yeah.
ourselves in the foot. We're just not reading all the open plays and shit. We're not reading, certain things. It's like I notice a lot. I don't know if you noticed this, H. Watson. That you notice when Olave was struggling these past few weeks when he missed something like miss a catch or you know ran the wrong route or something. They went right back to him the next play because they were trying to get him started. They were trying to get
Yep.
him and rid him.
Mhm.
I noticed that every game so far. When something happens like that, he's going right back to him.
Mhm.
So it's like do the same shit. Don't do that, because then the defense, the defense slash, the other team's coach is gonna start reading onto that, be like, okay, look, he didn't connect on that play. I guarantee he's gonna try to go for a live again. Be ready for it.
Mhm.
It's easy. I can say it. I can call it, but I don't know.
Mhm.
It is what it is, Ace man. But Ace, I do appreciate meeting you on Twitter, man. I do appreciate you, finding the channel, coming to tune it
Definitely.
on in.
Oh yeah.
But
So.
you need to come on more, man. Now that you're here, like I said, when I go live, come pop in, come chat it up with us, man. Let people know, from a Raiders fan perspective,
Definitely.
of what you've seen with him, and tell people, give this brother some time, because I'm
Just
gonna
give
need
us some
somebody
time.
like you done just to get it. Because like I said, you're gonna have some Saints fans that's gonna come across and understand, and then they got some people who just don't care,
Yeah.
at this point. They just really don't care at any time. So it's like it's kind of like a 50-50 battle over here in New
Oh
Orleans.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you'll see. We'll see more this week how he does. When do you guys normally do your streams? Do you do 2 days of the week? Do you do 1 week?
I try to do a lot, but I just work 2 jobs and I work so much. So like when I get my
Definitely.
days off, I try to do it. So I think tomorrow I'm supposed to be off again unless they call me in. But other
Mhm.
than that, I should have a stream tomorrow night again, and it's gonna be for the Vikings preview. To have the matchup and stuff and have a
Oh,
little
definitely.
preview on that. So I say if you want to pop in tomorrow, come chat away. Let us know what your
Perfect.
predictions on this game. Come pop
Mhm.
in. Like I said, come show some love. And like I said, anybody's welcome. Trust me. Look, I'm a Saints fan. I even got people that follow me that are Tampa Bay fans, Falcons fans. They come in here and they come just sit in the chat and just talk with our people because they understand. At the end of the day, I'm a diehard Saints fan, but at the end of the day, I just love football and I can talk it with
Definitely.
anybody. Like you can come in here and start
Yep.
talking about your Raiders, and I don't care. We can start talking Raiders football and start talking about what they need to improve on. How it is without Josh McDaniels back there now. As head coach. There's so much stuff I like to talk about, and I
Mhm.
told my chat this before too. Eventually, once my subscriber count goes up more, and I start getting a little bit bigger to where I can have more time away from working 2 jobs. This would be like my second job, with the pay. Once that gets up there, I told him, I said, I think I'm going to start covering all NFL, because I'll have that as my second job, literally just covering NFL teams and my New Orleans Saints. I don't know if you ever heard on YouTube, his name is Tom Grossi, I think his name is. I think I say his name. He's the Packers YouTuber, big.
Mhm.
Big guy. Yeah, this dude's a Packers fan, but he's got fans from all over the place. From all different teams. And yeah, his name's Tom Grossi. Go look him up. He's got 545K subs. Dude's a funny. He's a comedy guy, but he's also serious about sports too. And he literally just raised, I think, over 500K
Damn.
for like a children's hospital or something like that. I think it was that he did for St. Jude Hospital. Because what he did was he did travel to all 32 teams stadiums. Like to all
Ooh.
32 NFL cities and stuff, visit them and stuff like that. And it was pretty cool to watch him. And over his fundraisers and stuff like that, he raised over 500K for that thing. And I think it might have
Damn.
been 1 million now. So I don't know what it was, but I think he said 500K was the most he raised. So like, shout out to him, man. Like I said, um, and he covers all the teams now. You know, he does a lot of different things. But he is, if you go watch his channel, his whole setup is all Packers because he's just been a Packers fan since he was young, and he just posted it out today too. I remember that, by the way. He is the Packers fan of the year fan or whatever, fan of
Oh
the year.
shit.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just got that. He just got that this year too. So shout out to him for that.
Damn.
So Ace, I
Oh,
appreciate you coming on.
lovely.
Like I said, come pop in tomorrow if you want to. I would talk to you literally all night long, but boy, I got work tomorrow morning, and then I'll be
Definitely
back on
same here.
tomorrow night.
And then one more thing to throw out there: don't forget the Chase Daniel drops with Drew Brees when they broke down. They're gonna break down the QB breakdown to Derek Carr, so that'll be
Yeah.
something good to talk about tomorrow night.
Yes, I gotta see that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. But yeah, sounds good, brother. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll check you guys out.
Yes, later, Ace. Thank you. Shout out to Ace, man, for coming on. Like I said, me and him met on Twitter, and then he found my YouTube channel as well. So shout out to him for popping on in and coming to listen or whatever. Like I said, it's fun talking to other people that actually had, Derek Carr as their quarterback, beforehand, understanding, the situation and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to see stuff like that and to be able to talk to people like him. So like I said again, shout out to Ace. Shout out to everybody that's still in here. I see Elite Goods. I see T Dirty. I see King Nep in the building. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Camp for popping on in. Shout out to 808 Saints as well. Shout out to everybody that literally tuned on in tonight. I appreciate y'all for tuning on in. But with that being said, we should be back tomorrow night for our Vikings versus Saints preview because I'm off again tomorrow night. So we should be able to do a preview as well. I hope to see everybody tomorrow night. By the way, hit the like button on the way out. If y'all don't mind, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Turn the notification bells on. Like I said, for you don't miss out on any of the Great Live podcasts or videos that we do. And also, hit that join button. Hit the join button if you'd like to become a member and support the channel. Like I said, we do a lot of great things on here. And like I said earlier when I first started the channel, so for anybody that might have missed it earlier, your boys got about 15 more Saints Cups to do for giveaways. So shout out to Miss Carol for making some more for me. And also, your boy just got them delivered today. I got 20 Salute to the Troops Saints beanies that I got from Fanatics as well for giveaways. So, like I tell everybody, if y'all want to hit that join button and become a member, you'll have two chances. You'll have double the chances to win these giveaways as if you were just a regular subscriber, you would have just one chance of, winning these items. Your name would be on there once, but your name would be on there twice for being a member. So hit that join button, become a member today, support your boy, and come get these giveaway prizes as we give away Saints Cups and Saints beanies. But with that being said, I hope to see everybody here tomorrow night again. Like I said, we're going to open up the lines again tomorrow to get everybody's thoughts on the upcoming game with the Vikings. I'd like to hear from everybody and all that. And I see Camps, he said, exactly, I'll come in live with you tomorrow, Hoodie. I want to talk more. It sounds good. T Dirty said, I'm criticizing everybody. If the water is warm, I'm criticizing the water boy. If Gumbo don't get the fans hype, I'm criticizing his dog. I just want better for the team. No, exactly, T Dirty, man. We all want better for the team, bro. But all I gotta say is T Dirty is don't be criticizing the players that are doing good. Like if you criticizing the first game, like I don't know, 2-3 games ago, and then Carr is actually improving. He's doing his job the next few games. Just give the boy his credit. You know what I'm saying? If you're ready to criticize him for a bad game, I need you to give him his credit for when he does his good games. That's all I'm asking. Just be that fan and be a supportive, right? You want Carr to win for you. You want Carr to succeed. You want Carr to prove your ass wrong. So that's all I ask for. If you're gonna criticize him for a bad game, give him credit for his good games. That's all I ask. Please. That's all I ask. Give him credit where credit is due, right? But with that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the Vikings and Saints preview. Love y'all. We are out of here. Who that?